Today is September 26th. The Yankees, the streakiest team in baseball, is streaking in the right direction. They sweep the Red Sox, back-to-back sweeps, 6 wins in a row. They sit alone atop the first wild card spot. So let's talk about them. Let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY, JOMBOY Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme, and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY, JOMBOY Jake. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY, JOMBOY Jake.
Well, hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks, brought to you by DraftKings. My name is Jimmy. Sitting next to me is Jake. Behind the dish, we have producer BBD. And the Yankees played Sunday Night Baseball against the Red Sox with the playoff race on the line. Joe West behind the dish. And did that feel special? That's our youth right there. It's still happening. Sunday Night Baseball, Red Sox, Joe West behind the dish, September baseball. Kicked it back to like 2009. How are you doing, Jake?
James, BBD, everyone live in the chat, thank you. Thank you for everyone who was enjoying the stream with us tonight. You guys are the absolute best. Thanks to everyone on our end that helped. And, hey, I guess ESPN got you. They hit your heartstrings a little bit there with the throwback. And, yeah, man, I mean, there's something weird to be said about Yankees and Red Sox coming into tonight, the exact same number in the standings, 2 seasons that have felt like polar opposites. And, yeah, man, I said it before. I hope these Yankees do reel us back in when they had, that 2-for-11 stretch or whatever the hell it was, and they have now won 6 straight, back-to-back sweeps. There's a lot of weird sickos in that Yankees analytics department that are doing the Mr. Burns, yes, and clicking their fingers together. Because they're saying this is the plan. I mean, either way, it's not the plan because you want to win these. But the Yankees, as of today, have the home wild card game. And they'll head on to play 3 versus Toronto to continue to battle it out. So, man, this is going to be our quickest turnaround all year from enjoying this to like baseball in our throat tomorrow, getting nervous again. But hey, we didn't know if we'd get this, so I'm stoked, man. They're having fun. They're doing like the cool stuff, like the crazy. I mean, the Stanton home run from Game 2 is like a memory. That's like a Yes classic that gets played throughout the years, and so, yeah, man, there's just a lot of those good moments in this series. They gave us a scare tonight, but they out-scared Boston, I guess. So we're feeling good, baby.
Yeah, it's a wild couple games. You can pick good things and bad things out of all of them besides Game 1. But Games 2 and 3 definitely, if you wanted to be like the opposite side of the ball, a little bit you could. They only got 4 hits. Just one of them was a grand slam, so that's great. But having King and Sevy back and Stanton doing what he's doing overshadows like everything else for me.
What's your barometer? What's your temperature? What's another unit of measurement that's inapplicable to baseball, but we can relate?
Kind of along for the ride. Obviously, ups and downs. I was always more scared of this Toronto series than I was the Red Sox series. Sure. They're the streakiest team in baseball by their own admission and per the stats. So how long does this streak last? Do they win 3 more, and then they're in the playoffs, and then we hope that a new season starts, and then that's just like they get hot? Or do they lose the last 6, and then where are we there? So I'm almost like got to stop thinking in the future. They're set up decently. They need to get Herman some innings. They need to get Sevy some more innings. We need to see what Tyone's doing. And I'm scared about that. Like, when and how is that going to come together? And DJ had 2 good games, but we need other people to start hitting besides Judge and Stanton. They're carrying us right now. But obviously they're back in first place in the first wild card, and that's a fantastic thing.
It's a good place to be, and hey, it's it's against a good team. I mean, the Red Sox have had a really good season. They were 88 and 67 coming into tonight as well. So, man, oh man, yeah, that's along the ride is a good way. Is a good way to put it. Like after they won Friday night's game, it's like we got in the Uber. I hope you get me home. Even if you get me kind of near home, that'd be cool at this point.
Well, no, I don't want to lose sight that. Yeah, that's what I don't want.
I think I'm kind of in lose sight for now. Like that other stuff's gonna be there,
Host the wild card game.
That's when things are gonna get so real, because this Yankees roller coaster has been such a mess that we haven't even been able to live in fear. Like after the Yankees came off their 35-11 streak, we started talking wild card and. People were talking about catching the Rays, and we're like, oh, how much does a wild card game suck? The Yankees suck so bad, we haven't even gotten to feel that wild card fear. Like, we still want that. So, let's get there. I still think, the Uber thing was kind of weird and not fully accurate. The Yankees, if they were to advance after a one-game wild card, I think that's when we get nuts. Like, I think that's when it's just blind.
Oh, yeah, at that
you're
point.
Fully in it. But let's go Yanks, man.
Let's go Yanks. I didn't think they'd sweep them. I thought they'd win 2 out of 3. We weren't facing Sale. We had our pitching lined up how we wanted it. So, I think I said that, but I'm more worried about this Toronto series. And I'm glad that they're kind of struggling. And winning today and being 2 up on Toronto is so much better than just being 1 up.
Oh, yeah.
Going into a 3-game set. So they're positioned, from 6 days ago, is about as good as they can possibly be. With them winning.
2 sweeps,
But with the Twins helping.
Yeah. That's baseball.
Yeah. We'll see. Postseason pitching is hilarious. Like, if we win that wild card game. I think in the car ride home, we all had different 2s and 3s, like out of us.
Like this next week kind of dictates it.
Yeah.
And, well, I don't know. I'll say I think we'll be talking about them a lot, but you've been on the King, how impactful he was. Seeing Severino in that moment this series, how cool was that? And we haven't even seen Herman, and that's might become a Tuesday conversation.
And
real quick.
Laza coming back Tuesday. And I still have for next season, Heaney. I said it like 3 episodes ago. Like if they get rid of someone else and Heaney finishes the season, there's still part of me like that's a loss.
Right.
Like what are we doing? Because we looked at it today.
You guys aren't being cool.
We looked at it today. If Loizaga and Tyone come back, they could option Abreu.
Yeah.
And then it's Heaney. And I have
Seems to be the only other
It's the
trick.
only.
I have I later in the show, and if I forget about this, remind me. I have a new solution to the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
They sent Florial down for Domingo, right? So that's not it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned. Yeah.
That's how we keep you hooked in the big Red Sox series.
Should I write it down somewhere?
Nah.
Okay. Actually, I probably
We're going to remember.
I take it back anyway.
It's out.
Let me just look at something real quick, because if it's out, then I'll just say it now.
Okay.
What I was going to say, because if it's not an option, it's not an option.
Right.
Not an option.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if like this goes on. Yeah. Heaney and Joely. There's no room for Joely. If that's what's going to happen. You can't have a guy that can just get out one lefty. If you're going to get trapped.
Yeah.
And if he's that bad against righties, then just take the option away.
Yeah. I think hopefully that'll be conversations in the future.
They're both free agents at the end of the year. So I have Abreu being more helpful than Joely right now, especially when you like Wandy and Litke.
Yeah, just that starts to get into one-game playoff starts because if you got 2 outs and you go to Joely, that could be a good spot. But we got a lot of work to put in before.
Well, that was my thing I thought of today.
Okay.
You want to just get to the burns? You want to get to talking about these? Any other groundskeeping?
Who's back? Domingo's back.
You mentioned in passing, Tyone will be back Tuesday, and
they think
Loaiza during the series, maybe not Tuesday specifically, but during the Toronto series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Through the bullpen either this morning or yesterday, and it went well, so he's back, or will be back.
Bang.
Okay, let's burn game 1. Burner game 1 brought to you by Canadips. Dip, no nicotine, no tobacco. None of the stuff that's not of the good. It's CBD. Good for you. Jake takes CBD regularly.
Lot.
Yeah. Chewing tobacco is a rite of passage when it comes to baseball. But you don't need the nicotine. You don't need the tobacco. You got the CBD. So these are pouches, CBD pouches. You just put them right in there. You get to spitting. You get to feeling good. You like that feeling. You're a ball player again. But your wife's not mad at you, and she'll kiss you at night. You got to head to CanadipCBD.com and use promo code Yankees for 20% off site-wide. These Canadip CBD pouches are all natural, spitless, and are great to use wherever, whenever. No tobacco, no nicotine. I haven't really hit that yet, but I'm going to figure it out.
You're all around.
I had no tobacco good there, but the nicotine, I blew it.
Canadips.
Full flavor experienced, designed for your enjoyment, and at 20% off with code Yankees. Why wait? Canadips. Oh, you can grab the California roll, which is all 5 flavors for 20% off. Bam. Let's burn game 1.
Roll.
On your mark. Get set.
Check for insurance with your dealers as we've got aces showing Nate Dogg Evaldi versus Garrett J. Cole in a rap battle on Lansdowne. Jim, your Yanks push 3 across in the first. Judge doubles his pleasure, doubles his fun with the RBI double. Stanton, ribby ground out sure, and Gleyber Torres with the RBI single. That's how they got their 3, and then into the third. Giancarlo, let the rhythm take you over, Giancarlo. Apotaco, 3-run homer. It's 6-0. Make it 7 as Higgy. It is high. It is far. Holy Schwarber. It drops in the infield, and they give him a single on it. It is 7-0 Yanks. Devers with the only blip on Cole's day as he gives up the 3-run jobber, but Gleyber bombs. He gets one of his own. It is 8-3 Yanks. Jim, it'd stay that way. Cole to Clay to Wandy to Chad, bro. Yankees take a game 1 they needed. 8-3 final.
You forgot about the ending.
Yeah.
They came out banging.
Oh. Banging chains, man.
Got to Evaldi. Pretty bad.
No strikeouts from Evaldi.
Yeah. Not a single swing at a breaking or an off-speed pitch. And not a single swing and miss from a breaking or an off-speed pitch. And they were all over him. So he was tipping.
The Yankees had something on Nate Dogg, and good. That's nice. Good to be on the other side of that. Garrett Cole deserves some credit. I mean, he was shut out through 5. Devers clips him third time through. Changeup sat there for just long enough. Really, it was a nice piece of hitting, and that guy's really good. Did kind of make the game scarier. It was definitely you had to sit up and watch the rest of it, and hey, we'll see what goes on with this Toronto series. We could look back at that and be like, damn, it kind of sucks we had to use Chad there. But, and Clay, Wandy, but who cares? This game was huge. I started getting a little nervous heading into this one because it really was the tipping of the scale for this final stretch of the season. It was the Red Sox to get, an 8-game win streak or a 7-game win streak? It was if the Yankees won, they now had a 4-game win streak.
Yeah, it made like the Texas series like all for naught.
Yeah, this game was huge, and the Yanks, man, got up early, got up big, crushed Evaldi. Didn't do much the rest of the way, but they did enough.
Yeah, and then the only thing, the Devers home run, obviously it ruins Cole's line a little bit, but also I think it was going to be Sevy for like 3. Just let them eat for a little bit, and then we're using our good guys, so a little bit of a bummer. Boone, no other decisions really, right? No? The lineup just let it ride. And
no, I mean,
Cole wasn't sharp, but it was good.
He was good, yeah. Wasn't a double-digit strikeout Cole day, but
he was also pitching delicately to all their big hitters.
Good.
Smart, but I think at the stadium he doesn't do that. I think there's a Fenway effect and just coming off hamstring effect.
Hamstring, how your stuff's feeling on a given day. I mean, the fact, shut piece through 5 and you're up 7-0. That's the goal of that game.
Yeah.
That's the goal of every game.
A little bit. I mean, the Yankees put him in a position to be able to, like late in the game when Devers clipped him, he was able to go aggressive again. Which stinks for his stat line. But,
There's no shame in that. There would have been shame on the next pitch when J.D. Martinez almost drives one out of the park. That was a moment that had
scary.
All Yankee fans pretty tight butthole.
I think a lot of tight butthole camera angles on both sides throughout the series.
Yeah, there kind of was. Not the best camera work series.
I think a lot of people thought were absolute bombs.
Yeah, dude.
Myself included.
There's a couple. There was a ball that was hit like in front of Judge today that off the bat looked like it was gone.
Boom. Straight up.
How about that? The great camera work series. Yeah, I mean, we normally do some guess the lineup stuff. Guard dog in center field. Stayed that way throughout.
Guardy's hitting, and they're just going no void.
Yeah.
They just locked it in, basically. Going into game 2, Joe's was texting us, saying, like, you in. And I was like, well, that game's amazing, but it's pretty easy to hit when you know a fastball's coming. And they were just jumping Evaldi's fastball. They didn't score any off the bullpen. So I was like, I'd like to see them win the next 2.
Sure.
And get to other pitchers that maybe they don't know. So want to go into game 2? Tell everyone what happened?
I think we can do that.
All right. Let's do it then.
Jim, how about a couple ends? Nestor versus Nick. Full pension Piv versus nasty Nestor. Game 2 at Fenway. Back in the 3rd. Plawecki, bless you. He hits a homer. It's 1-0 Sox. Make it 2 as one of the Yankees MVPs. The wild pitch comes out. It is 2-0 Red Sox. But Jim, if you're an MVP, you make up for it on both sides of the ball. Yankees score on a wild pitch. It is 2-1 into the 8th. It's getting scary. We got bases loaded. Giancarlo, el tridente over Giancarlo. Grand salami into the night. What a moonshot. 452 from the big fella. Yanks go Nestor to King to Litke to Luis Severino in some big innings. Let's rest. Chapman comes in. He gives up one to Bobby Dahlback. Oh, my God. Don't care. Yankees take game 2, 5-3 final. Nailed it.
Interesting game. Like you said, a huge moment from Stanton.
Yes, rerun moment. I mean, like, man, I've said it on here a lot. I don't think I've ever tweeted it because I feel like people could take it the wrong way, but like I think he's our Reggie Jackson, man. Like, he's going to finish as an all-time home run hitter. He's like, stuff he does is kind of cool and iconic. When he hits them, they're just monsters. I don't know, man. Like, you know, I know Reggie's got a weird place in Yankees history. He's got some iconic moments. But he also has moments with other teams, and then he was with the team
like
for a little bit.
Yankee
and
5
now
years,
it's kind
but-
of bad because he just like bailed for Houston or whatever, and we've kind of laughed off that story a couple times. But what Stanton is doing, A, how cool it looks, and B, what a moment, man. I mean, how different is today if Stanton doesn't hit that?
Yeah. But there's a lot of earlier in the game we had the one out, second and third, Judge up, and the wild pitch, another wild pitch RBI
Yeah.
to cut the lead in half.
Hoorah.
And then Garter gets thrown out at home on that chopper because they just do the run on
Yeah.
contact play.
Did you see Katie Sharp's stat on that?
What?
I think Yankees have the most outs at home plate, 22. The second is the Kansas City Royals, who's like a team that's built around speed and aggression and taking chances when it's there.
That's the play they run. I mean,
They believe in it.
I hope they have analytic guys that have crunched a bunch of numbers, and if we were to like corner them and be like, why do you run on contact no matter what, they would pull up some data and show us numbers, and we would say, okay, I guess. Like, I'm guessing that would be the case. But when it happens like that, it's like, really?
It feels like something like over the course of 162. Yeah, I can be talked into that working, but terrified of it in a playoff game.
Because, you know, if Judge is just out at first, Gardner stays at third, you get the chance for another wild pitch.
Right.
Which is one of our best performers.
Drives in runs.
Yeah. I don't know if this is going to happen in awards, but I don't. Kinger, he gives them their second run on a wild pitch. And now he has second and third, one out, 2-0. And that could have very well changed the course of the game. He strikes out Hernandez and Renfroe. So Kinger gave us 2 innings or whatever it was, 2.1. I forget how many it was, 1.2. But those 2 strikeouts were huge.
Yeah, he strikes out Kike and Renfroe on the clue ball. So, again, thanks for passing that down the line. And then he has a cleanish inning after that.
And then
Devers singled and kicks it to Licky. But him and Sevy, man, I mean, those are storylines.
I'm really on this Joely stuff because in game 1, they had Wandy and Joely up, and they brought in Wandy to face Schwarber, and then Boston countered with Bobby Dahlbeck.
In this game?
No, game 1.
Game 1.
So game 1, they brought Wandy in for Schwarber, their best lefty hitter. And it was weird because Boone the other day said Joely's our favorite against lefties. He's our number 1. So they brought Wandy in. So I thought Boone was playing the chess. Like, okay, well, we'll put Wandy in because he can get righties out too. If we bring Joely in and you pinch it, Bobby, we're fucked. But we'll bring Wandy in because then you pinch it, Bobby Dahlbeck. We don't care. Wandy can get him.
Yeah.
Game 2, Schwarber's up, last out of the inning. They bring in Licky as the lefty. Who gets him? And we'll get to game 3, but at this point, I see no room for Joely on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, one game wild card gets a little different, but yeah, I mean, what Licky can do and how he can look. I mean, Wandy, for a normal lefty, he's going to be a little more effective against righties because his out pitch is that changeup. So that's his advantage, although he's not scared to throw that to anyone. But yeah, in today's baseball, and we saw it in today's game, if Joely gets in and he doesn't get his lefty, you're turning basically the next 2 hitters into who's a Yankee with like a 800s OPS, like Stanton a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Is what you're turning their hitters into. So, yeah, I mean, that makes me wonder a little bit. Do we think were Boone's words maybe a little bit of lip service ahead of this series to get ahead of it? Because we saw him and Cora doing a lot of chess.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Jarv in the chat asked if Joely has an option. No, he's been around the block. He's a free agent at the end. He's the same exact spot as Heaney. Free agent at the end of this year, no options. Yeah. Interesting thought about they have so many lefties.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Game 3. Big
Game
one.
3.
Can the Yankees go for the sweep?
Sure.
Are you ready?
I think we're almost
On
ready.
your mark, get set, and burn, Jakey, burn.
Yankees looking like a goddamn Quidditch team as they bring their broomsticks to Fenway. A-Rod in the booth and E-Rod on the bump for Boston as Jordan Belfort Montgomery tries to cook the books with Country Joe West behind the plate. We've got all the stars. We're scoreless until bottom 4. JD hits a sac fly to give the Sox a 1-0 lead. Top 5 bases hucked. Urshela Ella A. Double play, but a run scores. But like Julia Gulia and the Wedding Singer, the DJ ends up scoring another on his RBI single. 2-1 Yanks. In the 7th, a little managerial chess. Vasquez takes Joely to church as Iglesias scores on the sac fly. And then the Yanks have a tough puberty moment as 2 balls drop. One by DJ Fowl and one by Gallo in play. 3-2 Boston after the Yankee blunders. Top 8, old friend Otto is in for Judge with 2 on. Red Sox voices would drop an octave as they have their 2 balls dropped. One by Dahlbeck foul, one by Vasquez on a foul tip in there, and the Judge would make them pay. 2-run double as the big fella shows some emotion around the bases, but the other big man would sing him to a sweep. Giancarlo, let the rhythm take you over, Giancarlo. 448, another bomb. Monty for 5 to Clay to Joely to Chad to Chapman. It's sweep Caroline time in the Commonwealth as the Yanks take the finale 6-3. Spit in my mouth. Let's go, Yanks.
Whoa. Whoa.
Flashing lights got to be a lot by the end, I'll be honest.
Both my arms were tired.
Trying to read and through that, that is not good for you. I've had a seizure.
You did great.
Thank you.
Puberty joke?
Yeah, it was, 2 balls drop, and then
What was your other favorite line from that
got
burn?
something that relates to that. The Julia Gulia wedding singer. DJ ends up scoring.
Wow, the DJ part.
Yeah,
Wedding singer.
yeah.
DJ plays in. I
watched a little bit of that the other night.
Did you?
Yeah. We watched 2 episodes of that murder show or whatever, and then I was like, don't really want to go to bed. I'll see if anything's on, and the wedding singer was. I was like, I'll watch a couple scenes.
Wedding singer's funny.
It's funny.
I liked it more than Billy Madison on rewatches.
Yes. Because it's more real.
A little more real, yeah.
It's a little more real.
But like his friend is hilarious in it.
Oh, yeah.
He's the Fonzie.
That's what hooked me in is kind of the scene. Well, actually, the John Lovett scene was on, so I'm not turning that off. And then Adam Sandler's miserable and talking about how he's going to start living life like his buddy. And his buddy's like, I'm miserable.
Yeah.
Don't be like me.
Yeah.
That's just good stuff.
Oh, game 3, man. What a mess of a game. What an absolute mess of a game.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, the Yankees are losing, and you're thinking, DJ dropped an easy one. Gallo dropped an easy one. Boone made a bonehead managerial decision. And that's the game. We lost.
Yeah, and it was tough because DJ made a couple great plays at third, which was awesome. And then he drops that, which is tough, but also not tough. I mean, it's a poppy. And then Gallo. And yeah, we get to laugh now, and this is where managerial stuff becomes funny because Boone, and I think he had a quote with Marley after the game. He's like, what do you do? Like, our two best defenders drop pop-ups. And that's one of those times when it's like, yeah, kind of tough to be a manager. If the Yanks lost the game because of that, that's pretty brutal. At the same time, we were live for it. Again, everything with the Joely parent trap, that felt like Boone got. It felt like Boone had gotten Cora earlier in this series with the Dahlbeck. Like, I'd rather have Wandy. I guess that's where I go to, is I would rather have Wandy Peralta in Game 2 face Dahlbeck, who's a rookie. Sure, he's had a nice year, and he's good against lefties, but Wandy's not a traditional lefty. And Kyle Schwarber, who they showed the graphic tonight, he's had a 900 OPS with the Red Sox. He's had a great year. I mean, give me Wandy versus Dahlbeck over Wandy with Schwarber. And that's where this ended up landing, because they end up going Travis Shaw to pinch hit, who's been released this year. He's not the Travis Shaw of old, who had a couple really nice Major League seasons. He was kind of the Trojan horse that they did go to Joely because it looked like two lefties back-to-back, and Joely is really good versus lefties. They pinch hit Iglesias, who, again, he's on fire for the Red Sox, and a righty, most importantly. And then Doogie does, I mean, that was witchcraft, his little drag bunt. That pass ball. Now it's second and third, no outs. So they won the battle for a little bit, but then the Yankees battle back. Like, Chad does great.
Yeah.
Baseball Susan.
And then Joe West helps out. Joe West was awful all game, both ways for a while. Like, his strike zone just didn't make sense.
Because at first he was consistently missing that outside spot, except Aaron Judge. And then it started moving around a little bit. And, dude, you and I say this, well, we say this probably 45% facetiously. Joe West kind of makes the call that if you weren't a fan of either team and you just want the better game to happen, he kind of makes that call.
He builds moments.
Like, if the team that's down a run, it's a 1-1 pitch and there's a borderline pitch, he's probably going to go ball and give him that 2-1 count and see what happens.
I will say this. That call, obviously, that is a bad call. When you watch the replay of it, he clearly caught it, was trying to put it in his hand, and he dropped it. How is Joe West supposed to call that? How's any umpire behind the catcher supposed to know that happened? Like, in live time, none of us, I thought he dropped it until they showed the replay in slow-mo. And Joe West doesn't even have the angle. He didn't see that. He just saw the ball on the ground. It's a bad call, and the Yankees caught a huge break. And if I was a Red Sox fan, I'd feel personally slighted.
Yes.
I'd be like, "What the fuck? That was rigged."
Like writing letters.
Yeah, I'd be mad. I'd be furiously mad. I'm just saying, you can't challenge it. That's an impossible call. Joe S. is just saying something that he doesn't know happened. And when would he ever say on the transfer? Because it happens so fast that it's just on the ground by the time he sees it.
So Jack Curry tweeted out that it's not reviewable. Jack Curry, as noble as a man can come, so I'm going to believe that. So there's that aspect of it. And then we got into the rule book a little bit, and like any good rule book section, there's some wiggle room. So I don't know. Like, yes, if that happened to us on the wrong end, we would be devastated and screaming and saying, change the rule book. You are right. Like, with Joe West, it almost multiplied it the wrong direction because it's a foul tip, which is kind of a crazy call anyways. And then the first thing you look for, and it's part of the rule book, is like the ball in the glove. So if the ball's on the ground, like, how many times do you see a catcher, it's in their glove, pops out, and the catcher like punches himself? So I don't know.
Yeah.
Just curious. And, by the way, Bobby Dahlbeck missed the pop-up earlier that at bat.
Yeah, if you're a Red Sox fan, you were only
Be more mad at
you were
that.
only in the lead because the Yankees dropped 2 pop-ups, so nothing was earned.
And
here
then
by
Bobby
either
missed
team.
his.
That's
So,
what I'm saying. And then Vasquez drops that, and then if Judge strikes out, Stan hits that homer, and it's
problem solved.
still a homer.
Problem solved. Otto, thank you.
Thanks, Otto.
We love you.
So yeah, obviously that keep Holmes in next time.
Yeah, and that's again Jake's managerial math. Probably clip this and they'll show it in those schools for future managers.
Probably put it in the Louvre.
Let's go to the Louvre.
Let's go to the Louvre.
If my options are Clay Holmes, his second inning, but it would have been his 12th pitch in an 11-pitch inning. Looked gross, and he's been one of the best relievers in baseball. And you give me Clay Holmes versus Travis Shaw, Verdugo, and who else would Vasquez? Or Joely versus Jose Iglesias, who's swinging a really good stick right now, Verdugo, and then did they have another pinch hit option? I forget. But either way, I'd probably stick Clay there. You have an off day tomorrow.
And they brought in Joely for Shaw. And I'd still rather have rolled with Holmes than...
Again, that brings in where Boone looked kind of genius-y in the Wandy move because he knew that he'd go to Dahlbeck, and I think you take that matchup.
Yeah.
It's kind of the opposite.
I would love to know where Boone, where the thought process was. I think he saw the opportunity for 2 lefties in a row and was all for it.
But, he has to know Iglesias is on the bench, right?
Yeah, you knew right away that Cora was not going to keep Shaw there. And Boone should know as just as much as you.
Hopefully more.
Hopefully a lot
Hopefully
more.
a little more.
But what if he just doesn't care about Iglesias? I don't know.
No, that moment honestly felt like the Red Sox, Yankees, and Rays have been in a little bit of a pissing match the last few years. The Rays, they literally do that every series to us, and they seem to win 6 out of 7 decisions that get made. I think the Rays, they do that to the Red Sox and Yankees, so when the Yankees and Red Sox get their chance to play that, Cora, will you actually burn 2 players to get the better matchup? And I think Cora's like, yeah. Yeah, we got extra roster spots, dude. Yeah. Iglesias is our best hitter over the past week.
Yeah. Lesson learned.
Didn't hurt him today. Game got a little crazy. Game got a little drunk. I don't like when everyone tweets that out, but today's one. You had 3 professionals miss pop-ups. The Vasquez play, which is just chaos. Joe West being Joe West in a matter of 15 minutes.
Judge dislocated his pinky and then just popped it back in.
Did you see the quote he had about him?
Yeah.
I thought you'd really like it.
I'm going to play it at one point. Gleyber gets hurt because Stan celebrated too hard on his head.
Yeah.
Wade gets thrown out because he stopped running halfway through because he thought it was a foul ball. The game got very drunk. Judge's quote is something like, "It's just my pinky, I don't need it," which is exactly what I was saying when it happened.
Do you think me and Wade are close enough that I can be like, so what? What happened on this deal?
No. I don't think
Appreciate that.
you're close enough, but I don't think anyone that knows him would know. I think he's pretty. They won.
What's
so
our
maybe,
best bet? Iglesias got him.
Just if you want to DM him, I would DM him Iglesias yell foul.
I'm not asking, but
Yeah. So what happened? Iglesias yell foul? Yeah, I would say that. Find out. Why not? We'll listen to Judge's quote.
Happened in that play where you dislocated your finger and popped it back in, as Aaron Boone told us? And what is your level of concern?
Yeah, just going for 2 there, trying to get in scoring position for Big G behind me. And, the biggest mistake was not going feet first. I'm kicking myself for that. But, yeah, popped up, really didn't feel much. And then when I went to, kind of check my batting gloves, I saw it was kind of out of place. Tried popping it back in, it kind of got stuck again. So just needed some help. Not too concerned with it. I really don't know, what's going on with it, but I don't really need it to hit. So I think we're going to be in good shape.
Hello, Aaron. Can you?
Aaron Judge doesn't give a fuck about his pinkies, dude.
He doesn't need them.
And they're offended. His pinky finger does nothing for him.
Is the most important thing your pinky finger does nowadays Bino? Clearing the net?
No. I
Okay.
use it to clean out my ear a
Oh, okay.
lot.
What about you, BBD? What's the thing you most use?
I
your
get a lot
pinky
of
for?
earwax up here in this upper region, and my pinky's in there a good amount.
Done a little of that, I think.
My pinky.
I like to think I find uses for it when I can.
Are you Googling what do I use my pinky for?
No, I was like
It's like the
practicing
Yankee-
typing to see how much I actually
Oh, yeah, I use my
pinky
pinky when I type a lot.
When I type, it happens.
I've kind of
Good
gone full
typer.
typewriter mode. lately,
You've gone
though.
poke and hunt. I've seen
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, these Yankees are going to be tough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I use my pinky like the Yankees use a guy they know they're getting rid of the next day. Like if I see a time to go for it.
What Yankee is your pinky finger right now? Odor?
Mm-hmm.
Like it gets involved in a lot of the action, but it's not.
No, mine is more.
My brain
like
went to
Gleyber.
Albert Abreu earlier.
Your
'cause
pinky's Gleyber.
Yeah. Sad at times, but it helps. Like I just realized I use it for more than I thought. And that's Gleyber like at the plate. Like you're like, oh, actually he's been pretty good. It turned out he's been good since he got second. But you're never gonna really you're not celebrating it.
I think I could go pinky-less tomorrow and be pretty good.
You'd adjust.
Dude, I use it in blitzball a lot.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. That's how I throw my curve.
I think you'd adapt there too. I think you'd find a way.
I'd have to just
I
not
really
throw that
believe
curve
in
anywhere.
you. I think you could find a new.
And my
grip.
pinky's Gardner.
Just got a big upgrade.
Yeah, I'm like sick of it being overlooked.
Okay.
I'm gonna start defending it.
Now you're Team Pinky.
Yeah.
Wow, what a turn.
Phone.
Yeah, I thought about that as my most valued pinky.
That's
pinky
my most
moment.
valuable pinky thing right there.
Absolutely what I
Yeah.
use my pinky
It's just
for.
a stand for my phone.
I had a really dumb one at first.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was it?
Sometimes when I pet Noodle, I like lead with my hand this way.
Yeah.
Like a little backhand.
Yeah.
But, take away the pinky, it's the same game.
Yeah. All right, let's go into the individual awards. It's the second half of the show, and it is brought to you by Magic Spoon,
Really?
the best cereal in all the land. Yeah, if you're into like Cliff Bars and protein bars, and but you like cereal more,
Mm.
boom. 13 to 14 grams of protein.
Boom.
0 grams of sugar, 4 net grams of carbs in each serving, only 140 calories a serving. Guilt-free cereal. You eat it. It tastes delicious. It's sweet. It's fruity. It's frosted. It's peanut butter. It's blueberry. It's cinnamon. Cookies and cream, maple, waffle, whatever flavor you want. You get a 4-pack. You go to magicspoon.com/Yanks to grab a custom bundle of cereal and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code YANKS at checkout to save $5 off your order. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/Yanks and use code YANKS to save $5 off. You love cereal if you're like me, and this is a way you can eat it without feeling terrible about yourself. Are you typing to test out your pinky?
No.
Oh,
Just checking in.
okay. All right. Regular old awards is next. It's not yet. We have to do the first
Is
award.
coming up soon.
Pride of the Yankees. Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see?
That's a good movie.
I'll grab you the moon.
What's going on?
For the Pride of the Yankees?
Yeah. Who you got?
I'm going first because of an agreement I made a long time ago with a big man.
That's sexist.
My dad's friend, Big Gary.
Oh.
Nice guy. He's always been very nice to me, him and his wife, Enid.
Enid.
Yes.
Enid. How you spell that?
I think it's Enid.
Gary and Enid.
Very nice people. My dad will be very happy. They're getting a shout-out. I'm going with Giancarlo Stanton. Boom.
Can you give any reasons as to why?
Jim, I'll give you a couple.
Yeah.
He hit a home run in every game this series.
That's a great reason.
That's pretty nice. He went 7 for 12.
Whoa. What do you mean?
Boston, why didn't they start walking him?
I don't
What?
know.
No one else had more than 4 hits. That was old man Brett, by the way.
When Otto came up, when Otto was pitching to him, it was like
What?
Judge on second, first base open, 2 outs. Like, why'd you pitch to Stanton?
Why?
In theory, Ottavino's supposed to be the get-out Stanton machine, but
But why? But like,
At a certain point.
with what he's done the
Pull the
previous
plug.
11 at-bats.
Yankees had 4 home runs this series. Stan was 3 of them. It felt like the Yankees hit, like, a lot of home runs this series.
well,
They're
game
pretty
one they
much
did.
all Stan.
Yeah, I didn't think it felt like that. It was all Stanton. They only had 4 hits in game 2. 2 of the hits were Stanton.
The queen of stats, KT Sharp, shout out on the ESPN broadcast. Whoops. Whoops. That's why she's the queen. Yankees with at least 3 home run and 10 RBI in any 3-game span versus Boston. Stanton, Mantle, Gehrig, Ruth. Yeah, I mean, she killed it. He killed it. That grand slam is like, if this season gets real fun.
6 games left.
Well, the postseason is kind of what we've been talking about. Like, if a CS comes into play, like, I don't think it would have happened without that Stan home run. I think that changed energies.
Well, I posted the video. I isolated each person in the dugout.
Gleyber showing belly on a celebration.
The shot was cool, but I was with Kyle at the time, and I was like, but everyone needs to watch every single person. So I edited it so it was like every single person, and it's so cool. It's one of the most fun clips we've got.
It's always been your favorite. The post-World Series individual shots.
Yeah. Show me everyone. My pride of the Yankees, and it's a great pick by you.
Thank you.
And then my pride of the Yankees is Giancarlo Stanton.
I already took him.
It's doubling up. There's no
He's
one
up.
even
He's off the
close.
board.
No, we've doubled up a lot, and we're doubling up.
Wow.
There's no one even. There's not a close second.
Wow.
It's a double pride if there's ever been a double pride.
Damn.
7 for 12, 3 homers.
Stanton 10 RBIs this series. The Red Sox 9 runs this series.
Yeah, it's
It's a good pick.
we've doubled up a couple times this season. I think once or twice on prides and MFers. This might be the most deserving. Who else has gotten double? Do you remember?
Looks like might be our first double up pride, but we double up MF.
I think MFs. Yeah, I don't. Pride.
I think there's definitely been double prides
I think
before.
there's been a double pride. I don't know about this year.
Definitely none. Looks like definitely not this year, but we've had 2 or 3 double MFs.
Yeah. Well, I'm not upset about it. It's the
Okay.
clearest.
I'm a
easy.
little, but like I get it.
Last year, or no, wait, I'm on this year. We've done it before. I feel like we've definitely done it before.
What if we haven't?
If we haven't, I won't do it. I don't want to. But
Feels like we.
yeah, we have. CC got it. We both gave it to CC once. One year, we both gave it to. I saw another one. I scrolled past it. I don't know. We've done it before.
Okay.
It's Stanton, dude. No one's even close. And no one's. If I was to do another one, people wouldn't like it, and it wouldn't mean anything. It's Stanton. And also, I want to play this clip because you didn't talk about this, and I don't know if you've heard it yet.
Okay.
When
yeah,
they-
we talked about this, but I haven't
You haven't heard
heard
it yet?
his voice say
Yeah.
it.
When they asked him
Saw the
what
tweets.
went through your head when they brought in Hernandez to face Rizzo. Here's his answer.
Hey, Giancarlo, what's going through your head when they go to the lefty there to try to get Rizzo out and get out of that inning?
That they better get him out. Better get Rizzo out because it's I obviously rather face a lefty than righty at any time. So yeah.
Hey, John.
He's the best. Starting to quickly become the best. I'd obviously rather face a lefty than a righty. So, yeah. Better get Riz out.
Yeah.
Think about the confidence he has. They don't get Riz out, and then he goes to the plate and his first pitch fastball.
Yeah, I mean, what are you doing, Darwinzon? What are you doing, Cora? But, yeah, you still got to hit that 94-mile-per-hour fastball, and he did 452 feet, I believe, which felt low, and I don't think you can say that
Felt like a conservative guess.
on a lot of those.
We said this on the stream. I said it. Every stadium needs to have a part where you can hit it out of. Maybe Yankee Stadium's biggest flaw. I need to see a ball leave the stadium.
Dude, it's funny you phrase it that way. The old Yankee Stadium, there used to be that sliver in right field, kind of between the bleachers and the
Yes.
grandstands, and I used to always hope it would just happen.
It's your biggest hope.
Didn't someone bounce one out? Because there was also a left field where they used to bring, like, the ambulance if shit happened.
Did
Left field at the old stadium. You couldn't leave the stadium.
in 08 did Hamilton get bounce one off somewhere? The Darwinzon thing was my biggest brain.
In 2018, I gave Didi Pride first, and you gave Didi Pride second. So I don't feel bad about it at all anymore.
I never did. We're past. We're through.
And then we gave Gleyber Pride, doubled it up. All right, so there's been precedent here.
It's happened.
We all knew it.
Who's your MFer, man? I haven't even thought about this.
You Yankee motherfucker.
Sometimes I listen to that soundbite and how much he really hits the cur. It's a pretty hard F word.
Yeah. No joke.
A lot of times it just noise to me because I've heard it so much.
Right.
And sometimes I focus on how he says it. It's like, wow, that's pretty hard. It's badass.
We're badass. Badass show. My Yankee MFer. Sheesh. Joely. Joely.
Joely.
I'm not even going to give any reasoning. Next, back to you.
Mine is Joey Gallo.
Wow.
Joey Gallo didn't get a lot of hits today. He drops that fly ball, saved by his teammates for hitting all those home runs. He also, I thought, had a bad play when he threw home to get Devers at home and allowed the runner to get to second. I think A-Rod called it out on the broadcast. We were live streaming, so I didn't listen really, but got to go to second there and keep the double play in order. So I thought he had one, obviously a blooper, and then another kind of, it didn't hurt us, but hopefully someone told him, dude, you just go to second.
There was a bloop single after that.
Yes.
We're talking about a lot more.
Yeah, you got to hold that runner at second. Joey Gallo goes 1 for 11 with one walk this series. So, Rizzo got 3 hits. DJ got 3 hits. A lot of people got involved. I was trying to see what Joey Gallo did against the Red Sox when they swept him to see if... And, it is his first game as a Yankee in Fenway. So there's probably, genuinely a lot of, just taking this in of it.
And, I mean, not for
0
nothing.
for 12 against Boston in his first series against Boston as a Yankee. So at this point,
This series?
no, last series against him was 0 for 12. He's
Gotcha.
1 for 11. So math. 1 for 25? No, 1 for 23. 1 for 23. So you go into a wild card game, you start running numbers and stuff like that.
I don't know if this is if you'll have an easy time finding this. Was it the first time he's played left field at Fenway? Because he's a guy who covers a lot of ground, I think, on the
Interesting.
Rangers teams. I don't think
You
the
just
monster
said right
really got into
field.
play with him, but I don't know. It's just something that was
I
mind.
can pull it up, I think.
Yeah, and that's the pop-up. I mean, now that I am thinking about it, the wind must have been swirling a little bit to the right because every player missed it to the right, kind of.
Yeah, I didn't get that the booth was like there was no wind here. It's like,
Yeah.
well, what's going on then? I mean, maybe not inside the booth you're in, but there has to be. He
No
came
wind in the booth right now.
Forgot that he came up as a third base, first baseman. That was pretty.
I mean, we're a week and a half from Twitter wanting Gallo at third base.
I mean, he was a first and third baseman for a while. I forgot about.
First couple moons.
Yeah. So yeah, Gallo's my MFer. It's a light one, but there's a couple miscues there. A lot of the big boys had moments, and he didn't have a moment. He played left field at Fenway in 2018. He played 18 innings in left field at Fenway in 2018, and maybe then in 2019 as well. So it's not his first time in front of the monster.
Then the only thing I could think of, not an excuse. Wasn't an excuse anyway, because his mistake was a pop-up that was in his glove. But
Yeah. So let's see it, Joey. Your turn to crush Toronto now. Bada bing, bada boom.
Oh.
All right, next up, regular old awards brought to you by the shop at JOMBOY Media. A lot of people in the chat, the live stream chat, my post-game recap on Twitter, and the live chat today on this episode asking where I got my sweatshirt from. If I wear something, it usually comes from our store, shop.jomboymedia.com. Tons of stuff there. Gross to grind shirts, win the pitch shirts.
Those are playoff shirts. And
Frickin' losing? Hell no.
a couple other, the goal line package in Yankee Land, the De LeMahieu shirt, Joe's shirt. That's really cool. The other color team. And yeah, man, our hoodies are Feo in the chat hooking it up. Go get a hoodie. A lot of you guys are always asking how you can help us out and stuff. Get a hoodie. Fall's coming. Fall's coming. Been warm. We got joggers and stuff. We got Hot Boy stuff, too. Go to the store.
Fall is here, ring the bell. Blah, 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 ring the bell. Brand new shoes, walking blues, climb the fence, ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
Who's your, what and who?
James, I got one. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Okay.
Jim, I am giving out an award that's close to your heart. I am giving out the if you don't fear it, it can't hurt you.
Oh, if you don't fear it, it can't hurt you. I mean, obviously, I love the message there. I don't know who you're going to apply it to. If you don't fear it, it won't hurt you. I mean, I'm going to guess Judge, just because of the pinky stuff. It feels like way too easy and on the nose, so I think it's wrong, but it's my only guess.
James, I've got this brain that the big man gave me, Gary.
And Enid.
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 Jim, I see some things. Sometimes they're applicable, sometimes they're not applicable at all. You know, you hear a lot of them in the burns. Jim, there's beauty to this game of baseball.
Yes. Tell them about it.
And there's a guy on the Yankees that there is one defining factor that helps make him a better ball player.
Confidence.
Anthony Rizzo has no fear of the baseball at all.
None.
He gets plunked in the knee by Darwinson. 95 right off the knee, doesn't flinch. Just walks to first. Which is kind of like hardo guy stuff, and Rizzo doesn't give off that vibe, and it's kind of like powerful. It's kind of like when the king in the movie can actually fight.
Can I
You're
tell
like,
you?
oh.
Can I tell you something?
I have one more final note, and then you can. Today, Vasquez comes up, and they think there's a chance he's going to bunt. So the third baseman, DJ, is like edge of the grass where you kind of expect bunt defense. Rizzo's in the teeth of it. He's in pitcher bunt mode, and Vasquez didn't show bunt. I know the runners ended up advancing, but he didn't show bunt. Rizzo's a sicko. He has no fear of the ball, and it shows in his game because he stands on top of the plate. He gets hit by pitches and doesn't care. And he was standing like 18 feet away from Christian Vasquez, who did not show bunt.
Like you said, usually you'd think that was a hardo thing, like to get hit and just run it off. And he doesn't put off that vibe. And I agree with that. I don't think it hurts him.
It might not.
I think, so I have a family friend who, when I was a younger kid, like middle school or high school, he said something to me that kind of opened my eyes. He was like, yeah, I feel bad because the dentist doesn't bother me at all. But everyone always talks about how much they hate it. And it doesn't bother me at all.
Right.
And I feel like that's how Rizzo is with getting hit by a pitch. He's like, I don't know. Like, I understand that it should hurt, and I see the guys.
I feel it.
I see the guys with their bruises, and it hurts them, but it's just never hurt me, you know.
Yeah.
So, that was what I was gonna say. I believe him that it doesn't hurt him. Maybe he might not even bruise.
Dude, I thought it would be like
opposite of you.
I thought it was going to be the perfect excuse, like Erod on the mound, lefty. Rizzo got hit on the kneecap. Like I thought it'd be the perfect, like they'll give Voit the start and figure it out and give Rizzo the double off day because they're off tomorrow. No, wasn't in the plans. And by the way, that hit by pitch set up the Stanton moment. That's as cool as baseball gets.
Good award.
Thank you.
Award. Rob Freeman. No, we are now not live anymore.
Just stopped.
I don't know if we put out the clip of Rizzo running home on Judge's hit. I asked the crew to put it out, though, because Judge hits that ball into the gap in Game 3, and Rizzo just takes off like it's men's league softball.
Yeah.
He almost runs to third like it's an out, like it's a pop out, and he's just going
like
through
final out of the inning.
Final out of the inning, he's just going through the motions, and then just stays at that pace the whole way home. Never picks up speed, never slows down speed. Just men's league softball jogged in on that Judge play while everyone else is like booking it. So funny. And then he getting to second on the double. He should have been pegged if the Red Sox were paying attention. That was scary.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. We don't.
Okay.
You know, it's a little bit of an inside joke that's been explained on here, but we don't talk about the hush, man.
The hush, man?
We don't talk about the hush.
Okay. Bite my tongue and hold my breath award.
Bite my tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Hold my breath.
Award. Bite my tongue and hold my breath award.
Man, my guess ended up in kind of a mean place. Judge.
Wrong.
Okay, good.
Wrong.
I wanted to be wrong.
Yeah. I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath.
That's the full award?
Scared to rock the boat and make a mess.
We're singing.
Yeah. Goes to Severino. I got the eye of the tiger. A fighter? Dancing through the fire? Because I'm a champion and you're going to hear me roar. Dude, Sevy getting so pumped up. Got me so pumped up.
Yeesh.
It was like we had CeCe back and we had someone roaring on the mound, just like going nuts. First Sevy outing, I wasn't with every Yankee fan. It was like, yes, nostalgia, feel great, but I mean, he's hitting 94. It didn't look great. This outing, he's in higher leverage. He's screaming off the mound. He hit 97.
His fastest pitch, I think they got the nerds on it, and it's like 97.8, but
Okay.
he technically had put a 98 on the board, and he had a few 97s. Which, again, like, in today's baseball, the difference between 94 and 97 is a big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal.
I mean, that was cool.
Yeah, I tweeted it out. Sevy's first appearance back was cool, but I really didn't get super in my feels. Like you were talking about it, a lot of Yankees Twitter was. And I guess maybe it's elitist Yankee stuff or just the change of the mood in the past couple days. But I think I was tying it to Sevy's performance. And like you're saying, we didn't want to come in hot with that because we didn't want to be those guys, but Sevy was pumping 94. I mean, normally, as a starting pitcher, he sat 97. So that kind of didn't feel great to me, especially when, you know, if we got swept by Boston, the season was basically over. That he did this in the 7th and 8th, man. That's big. Like, that changes the outlook a little bit. Or what the potential outlook can be. And, yeah, that big roar, that was awesome.
Yeah, and he was locating pretty well. A couple fastballs up, but, I mean, if you look at this graph, which I can't, obviously the people can't see, you have the changeups low on that side of the plate, the sliders over here, so his off-speed pitches, pretty good. One changeup middle of the zone. So, but other than that, like, pretty good shit from Sevy. And his fastest, according to Baseball Savant, is 97.9. So at that point, just give it to him. 2-2 pitch. Fouled back. See, it said 98 on the screen on the
Pretty
on the
dotted,
game.
too. And, yeah, that was the intense at-bat with Iglesias. I mean, that was 9 pitches, and he ends up winning the war on a slider at the end. I mean, man, 2-2 count. He goes fastball, foul ball, changeup, foul ball, changeup, foul ball, fastball, foul ball, and then gets him with a slider. Like, that was last appearance was Sevy. You're back, claps, cool. I mean, this was the fucking teeth of it.
Yeah. What at bat did you just read off?
Iglesias in the 7th.
Because fucking JD is pretty cool, too. Is the first pitch. Ball, fastball low. Not a terrible pitch, though. And then he comes at him with a changeup. And off the fastball, that is an awesome pitch.
A nice pitch.
And then he comes back. I mean, this was... Did JD have a bad series? I mean, that's 97 right down the middle. That's JD's numbers this series.
Let's see.
And then change up again, and that's when he started roaring.
He had a single today. When you stepped out for a half second, we talked about how he had the fly ball that was scary after Devers.
Yep.
But he was 0 for that game. And he was 1 for 2 with 2 walks the first game. So
Okay. You got another award?
I didn't even want to. Okay. I got an award. And I know the name of it, which is huge. It's like the first big step of the award.
So you have an award, and you have a name for it. I'm kicking this guy out the chat, dude. I just hate people so much.
Get the boot, bruh.
It's just like I've been pretty negative this year, but I don't think I've been that.
I am giving out the Deep Breath Neighbor Award.
Deep breath, neighbor.
Deep Breath Neighbor Award.
Neighbor comes over to say hi, and you go, all right, let's go talk to Bob for a little bit. That vibe?
You're close.
Best neighbor in all
Nice
of TV
guy.
history.
What's that?
Best neighbor in all of TV history.
Wilson's got to be up there, right? Home Improvement.
Yeah, I mean, immediately went to Wilson.
That's kind of crazy. You went to Wilson too?
Watched a lot of Nick at Night.
Nice.
Bob.
Me too.
It's that 70s show. It's Bob.
Bob Kelso. I mean, that's just me, so I kind of can't pick that.
Kimmy Gibbler. Not a fun neighbor for the parents.
It's an awful neighbor.
Just thinking of neighbors.
Say Urkel next. Oh, Mr. Feeney.
Urkel's kind of all time. Feeney's all time.
Okay.
We're just talking character.
Yeah.
You got a guess?
No.
Okay. Tough. It's going to Gleyber Torres.
Okay.
Jim. I've been on this very program. I've been on the Twitter app. I've been wherever people would listen to me. And, said I was over it, man. Like, for what this team was providing, give me Velasquez in the defense. We'll circle back on Gleyber next year. Gleyber's gone to second base. He's looked solid over there, and he has been hitting. And he does deserve credit for that. And you know what? Like, he's my neighbor. And I just, I ran hot for a little bit. Planting like decoys. Like throwing a beer can over the yard just to see if he makes the action happen. And I had to go back home and take a deep breath and say, like, who am I? Mm-hmm. Gleyber Torres is going to be at second base the rest of the way. Even in tonight's game when Judge got hurt, there was kind of some looks around the office like, so if they kick Wade out to the outfield, does Gleyber go? And I think everyone kind of had the same thought, like, you can't put Gleyber back at short. You burnt that bridge. Gleyber's at second base. He's been swinging the bat well lately, and even, I've seen everyone with their second half stats. I like Gleyber. And nice.
Nice.
He's my neighbor. He's at second base. I'm going to enjoy him the rest of the way. And that's it.
Okay. Enjoy thy neighbor.
Enjoy that Gleyber.
Ooh, it's welcome to the Gleyberhood.
What?
That should have been the name of your award.
I felt like that could have given it away.
What did he go with again?
Kramer up.
Deep breath neighbor.
Kramer up there on the all-time neighbors. That's a good one.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to be neighbors with Kramer.
But as a
You
character.
would.
No, I wouldn't want to be neighbors. I'm telling you, I would not want to be neighbors
At
with
that
Kramer.
phase of your life, that's good. That's good entertainment.
His chickens.
I think they're kind of supposed to be at a stage of their life where they wouldn't be cool with that.
Yeah, they're way too old to be.
Yeah.
I think some of the.
At the stage I'm in my life.
What are the early Seinfeld episodes? How old's Jerry? He's 20s, right?
No.
I would assume like very late 20s. At the very beginning.
I would have guessed 30s.
I think for the vast majority of the show, they're supposed to be in their 30s.
I mean, they definitely enter 30s. I assumed early.
I think he's like late 30s the whole show.
So it started in 89. How old is Seinfeld?
I thought they were 35 plus the whole time. I'd be shocked if they're younger than that.
I would have guessed They start in their early.
When
to
was he
mid
born?
30s.
Math pod. He was
Early
born
as it could be. They could have been as like 29 when that
in
starts.
54.
89 minus 54, 35. Season 1.
So he was 35.
He was literally 35 years old. Call it 30 at the start.
They're always younger.
You're older than like
They're always younger in
26.
the show.
You don't want that as your neighbor.
Yeah.
But as a character, TV neighbors, all-time character.
All-time.
I'm going to give the BBD laughed.
BD laughed.
Zendina in the chat. No, not a math pod.
Yeah. Seriously, every time. What's your final word?
The Nueva Cadera.
Nuevo Cadera.
Nueva cadera.
Nueva Cadera. A word.
Can I get a spell check on that?
No. Nueva Cadera.
Nuevo Cadera.
Nueva cadera.
Man.
Also,
I-
it's also the, if this helps, also the Uj Sipo award.
Ui tipo.
Uj Sipo.
So I thought about giving out this award.
Yeah.
But I'll let you give it to DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Armenian.
Norazder.
DJ's got a new hip. He's great. He's the best.
New hip DJ.
New hip DJ. His hip hurt. They did a ton of MRIs. They shot him up with some horse tranquilizers and shots. And he's got new hips. He looked great. The best he's looked at third. Besides
Minus
the
the
fucking
moment.
pop-up. But, like, the
We
ground
think he'll
balls.
come
Some
back,
a huge double play ball and,
Yeah.
like, 2 huge plays, hot shots down the line. Which I was kind of worried about losing Odor over there. But he made those plays. Obviously, the pop-up's bad, but the actual, like, plays in fair territory.
And he made a big boy throw, and I gave my whole speech about third baseman and throwing, and he kind of had his whole body twisted up and fired a good one. So,
And he
like
also-
that. And who knows how much his tricep stuff is tied into this year. We talked about on the live stream how I think when the season ends, we will get more information on that. But
Yep. Also, a good series with the bat. Only played the 2 games, but 3 hits, 2 walks, RBI. So,
and yeah, it's again
do you know what's really weirding me out about it, though, Jake?
what's weirding you out about it?
I think they're going to say, and we both think they're going to say, and his numbers now for his last, like, 23 games are, no, they're not
No,
good.
man,
They're not.
I had the same stretch pulled up because you look at the box scores and you're actually like, well, he's got a hit in a lot of games. He's got 1, 2, 3. He's got 4 games in the last 23 that he doesn't have a hit, and you're like, okay, that's really productive. The OPS is 711, dude. 3 extra base hits.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. He's turned in a little baby toe.
Tried to tell you.
What was I going to say? Oh, I mean, he's got the hip thing that they say has been going on forever now, or a while now, and then he's got the labrum or shoulder thing. So I think we're going to get a pretty big, he was playing hurt roles a lot of the season. And it's like, well, why'd you just keep him lead off the whole time?
Yeah.
If you knew he was battling and not performing, like, why is he still top of the order?
Or why is he not a guy who got a lot of off days mixed in?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
when they mix in off days for everybody.
They're not treating him like a guy injured and wounded.
Like they
So
have
maybe
him,
he's
so they're
not.
invested in his long-term health.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Weird.
Yeah.
All right. Going into next series, who is it? Klubot, Tyone.
Tyone gets game 1 on Tuesday. I mean, he's not fully stretched out.
No. He is. Boone said he's going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of not going to believe that till I see it. Hey, we did ask for him to get a rest, and so that did kind of happen. But, yeah, I'd expect maybe 80. Maybe 80, and, I mean, the other thing kind of lingering is that Herman hasn't gotten action. So, ideally, that would be the spot.
Back.
2 innings for Herman and following Taillon. You can get 7 innings there. But, again, putting Herman in a leverage spot right now, that's a little scary because he hasn't pitched. So,
Who are we seeing on the Blue Jays side of things?
The Yankees, it's JMO, Cole, Kluber. Jays is Ryu, Barrios, Ray.
Ryu?
Ryu against JMO game 1, Cole, Barrios game 2.
Has
Kluber,
Ryu
Ray.
been
Game 3.
back? Are we seeing his return?
It's Wednesday. Ryu is out?
He went on the 10-day at one point.
Yeah, I think it'll be his first start back. So I guess he missed one or two. Neck tightness.
Yes,
That could have been a little funny business because he was starting to get hit too.
I mean, he was really bad.
Yeah.
Ryu's last 8 games, he has a 8.10 ERA. Like he was,
That smells a little
See if
bit
the
like
skip
rest
start.
up.
yeah.
So
And in the middle of that
That's
stretch,
both of them
in the
Tuesday.
middle of that stretch, 6 innings pitched, 0 runs versus the Yankees.
Yeah.
Take that game out.
Take that game out, he's probably got a 10 ERA. He just shut down the Yankees for one night in the middle of a terrible
Found
stretch.
it.
Ryu, Barrios, Ray, for them, I mean, if Ryu pitches well, they like Barrios and they like Ray a whole bunch. We're missing Manoah, but if we get Cole, so that's good. But
Yeah. Cole
JMO,
against Barrios, who hasn't had a lot of success against the Yankees. I think he pitched fine last game, but it was like 6-2.
and
I'm
and
remembering that.
Kluber hasn't had success
Kluber's
against him either.
fourth start against the Jays. That's
Yeah.
a little scary.
Yeah, and he hasn't had success against them. So
Looks like that'll
This-
be his
this
last
series,
start of the year.
the offense needs to help out. The pitching has been phenomenal all season. I don't love the, you got Taillon's first start, and then you got Cole, who's great, but you got Kluber, who's just been beat by them.
It's
Is
his
this their
last-
first time going to Toronto?
They played 3 road series against the Blue Jays, all 3 in different cities.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dunedin, Buffalo, and now Toronto.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, this first game feels like the pivot game. Ryu coming off the IL, Taillon coming off the IL. That could be a little messy. Little Lionel. Their bullpen doing well.
Cole and Kluber's last starts of the year.
Yeah.
JMO looks like he's lined up for last game there.
So who's going to pitch Tampa?
Nestor and Monty are lined up for the first 2 games of that now. The Sunday is blank.
So that would have
It'd be JMO's turn.
so that would have Nestor, that would have Monty and Nestor as the 2-3,
Mhm.
which is what I would have it as. Interesting.
Man, if game 163 gets in play, that gets pretty wild pretty quick.
I suppose the Yankees haven't
Because
announced
Kluber's
that.
the
That's
day
just
after
the
Cole.
ESPN projection.
Things are getting real quick.
Yeah. All right. We will see you when we see you. Have a good night. Go Yanks. Tell them Grams.
Go Yankees.